with the Zeri-Leona combo, as now we're going to see the mid laner, or rather the jungler, for the side of T1 looking like a Nidalee for now, and there it is.
Set up with the Leona, with the Skarner to at least have some spears. I think it's an amazing Nidalee draft, but I don't think it is the worst either. And again, T1 does love playing aggressive, and Nidalee slots into that game plan as
well. Let's see how this first match is going to go on game number 1, T1 versus KT Rolster, as we hop onto the ring.
Makes sense that KT didn't want to heavily prioritize it in terms of bans. I think that if you look at what T1 have, you know, Azir with Nidalee isn't really the combo that you're going to be as scared of as you are with. I actually want to give credit here to Deft and Beryl, because this is huge. They were actually able to do a really good job of mitigating the weak early level of Alistar.
But Pioshik also here, trying to make a play here for the Scuttle Crab. Well, the spear is going to land, and now a chance to smite it. Yeah, Owner's going to get that smite down, as the knockback also going to miss. As they do engage on a carrier, but that is a Leona.
Beryl!
The flash over the wall as Beryl makes the play! And first blood goes to KT. Faker isolated and will go down. It's 2 kills to KT early on in this game. KT were all in together on that play. Speaking of which, we got a nice little pulverize on it too. If he lands the stun, yeah, that's the barrier utilized from Guma. He knows he's under a bit of pressure here, especially with BDD down in the bottom lane. There's no flash for Carry Up, but he will just walk away from that one, utilizing very well the walk strategy just to survive.
Do I get one or the other? I also want to highlight that they do get the crash, so Deft will be missing a bunch of minions here. I'm not 100% sure if this was on the cannon wave. Did have to back eventually, so that back timing is a little bit rough. It's also, I think, the reason why we see that Guma is sitting on more XP, even in a 1v2 scenario. Do want to highlight, like, we're talking a lot about KT, because I think KT already this early look way better than what we've seen of them thus far in summer. He maintained his pressure, and a 4-man dive will be a great example.
This is a lot of pressure, yeah, I like the word you use, as they're trying to turn on the Deft though. He's so low and he will be taken out, as no stun goes on a Guma, and BDD can't even get the kill. Flash rock, no, he misses. And Cario, well, he's probably gonna go down here, but they don't get Guma, and a 1-for-1 trade in a 4-man dive is not what you want to see. Guma also picking up a kill.
Oh, really big there. As, the setup.
Yeah, trying to make this play onto the Cassante. He does all out the Skarner under the turret, and now Zeus has to flash away. Going back in onto the all-out Cassante. Not sure about that one. Impale on a both. Do they have the damage? So perfect. Goes in, assassinates the Nidalee, and now he's totally fine. Zeus with 0 mana. And eventually he's just gonna die. I mean, there's nothing he can do here with no mana, no health. BDD picks up the 2nd kill. At this moment in time, KT, they've risen to the challenge. You know, today's the big day. They've had a really rough couple of weeks, 3.5 weeks, you could say, or I guess 2.5 weeks at this point, and just trying to get their first big win here against T1.
In this very arena, which I also love that they also include the baby team, you know?
Bruh.
Perfect. I thought that maybe the pressure of playing in this arena would get him. So far, he's looking great.
Yeah, no, he's looking almost better than he normally looks. So I don't know what Hirai said to them before the match, but everybody's...
Maybe he's got that dog in him, you know? It's like, oh, this crowd? Well, Zeus didn't even have to flash, right? Didn't end up going down. BDD investing a lot of time. They got the Herald. So they might be able to get the mid lane here, which obviously is going to be good as Deft.
He's going to Arcane Shift in, and now here comes Skarner out of the shadows from below. And that was really scary.
Is the ability to find uncannily good team fights from a deficit. This deficit isn't even that big, and it's exactly these type of positions. But you do see KT, they actually read this pretty well, right? They're very aware that T1's going to be looking to collapse, and Beryl, he's Deft's bouncer. There's a lot of pressure on Perfect, but they do know this is happening.
Yeah, they really want to turn this around. Do KT, the all-out goes in on Owner. They're going very deep for this one. Perfect getting very hypey with it, and now Beryl in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to go to the Unbreakable Will as they overcommit to that one. Not expecting as many members of T1 to be there, but the entire team.
TP is down for BDD as well. Obviously can rotate very quickly, but I like this.
Whoa, the play on a Faker is huge. Will he die though? He just flashes and he dashes away. He's totally fine. Meanwhile, Keria and Guma, I think we're doing some damage to Beryl there, but he is Alistar with a celestial opposition, so he doesn't take much damage. But yeah, Faker does have to flash away from that one, trading with Pyosik.
Do you think that's still a win for KT? Looking for these practice plays, definitely a good call as Carrier?
Yeah, he's going in. I mean, he can't get out at this point, so just trying to open it up for Guma, but down will go Carrier, and now Guma's got to run away. So that's a pick onto the support here of T1, especially because it's still very early on in the game.
Oh, the poke, the spears, the rocks.
Well, that's a solar flare. They're going to get the flash here at a barrel. And now the True Shot Barrage is also going to sail wide. So a lot of poke coming in. Onto barrel, onto perfect. Even BDD taking a big chunk. But now the damage onto this dragon getting pretty low. They do want to get this Chemtech Soul before the fight. But perfect goes low. There's the Chemtech Soul. As Beryl doesn't have his ult. And now the flash on in. And down will go Deft, who had flash available. Just gets assassinated. And Beryl will go down too.
And T1 picking themselves up the Baron, and yeah, no, he's still not getting there. Realistically, the moment that he just sticks around, there's no way. Zeus doesn't care about walls, and if he doesn't get Deft, they don't get Nash. Like, obviously KT is low, but I don't think that there's a way for them to hard force a fight and to not run the risk. There's a lot more threat on KT. Deft is their biggest damage dealer, as we saw earlier, together with BDD, so him being gone is a big loss. Interruptibility, it's nice, but there isn't really a way to follow up, at least for now, so they might be able to use that to get at least a bit of a mid-shove.
Yeah, the timing of this is pretty good. I mean, 30 seconds until the Drake even spawns as, uh-oh, he's going to get knocked by the wall. That's the teleport down. And Zeus is like, well, I guess I'm dead.
He is.
Let's see how long this does take. I mean, if it takes 30 seconds, maybe T1 just go for the Elder, though.
He is Scar. Oh, look at that. KT are realizing, like, we don't have the time for this. Well, I think they do. I think they could have killed him.
Well, they're just going to let him go. Now, they did get the teleport out of Zeus, so now Zeus doesn't have teleport, has to run towards this. And they're going to teleport BDD into the fight early. And that's a problem.
That's the worst target out of everyone for them.
Yeah, it's perfect for Owner to hit that onto him, as now it's just going to come down to a straight-up Elder Flip. Macro out the window.
Keep him out.
This is just what they're going for. Look at Perfect's health bar. They're just going to impale Deft in again as he doesn't use flash again. And Pyosik is not going to be able to get it. This game is over. Everybody on the side of KT just going to be isolated and ripped apart. As T1, they get the Elder, they get the fight, they will get game number 1.
It is not Challengers, baby, it's just LCK. As KT, they get close, but that fight, basically everything went wrong. Deft eats a spear, gets impaled, Pyosik doesn't get the flip, Perfect goes down before the fight has well and truly began. It is going to be T1 going up for a much better showing, but game 1 still going as expected. As we look at the damage numbers here, I think T1, Carrier, probably the roughest individual game. Outside of that, I thought Zeus was, you know, going to just randomly die in the sideline, which he's been doing a fair amount of, but actually